This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Time for us to collect the 12 melodies that we must sing to defeat Gygus, the space alien from the past, in the future. Oh wait, the wrong game. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Darkfall, the Journal. In the last episode, we explored the We explored the hotel, learned about George Crabtree and his journey to fight the Nemesis, and the death of Arthur, and you know how it messed him up, and how he wasn't able to defeat the Nemesis, or we don't think he did, but which was this one right here. So let's continue looking on, and then we'll head on downstairs to find. We found like 4 of the notes and names for those so far. It's for those who've been paying attention. So let's go here. You know, it sounds like a metronome. This must be someone's music room. What's that? Trumpet and everything. I actually tried playing the trumpet, but I didn't have the lung capacity for it. Oh, happy day and memories of Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe? That sounds like some random fantasy creature or something. Anyway, we got a clock here. Maybe it's a clock. I thought it sounded like a metronome with the way it's just, you know. I used to have a grandfather clock, multiple ones, but I've since lost them. They broke in or got stolen. I kind of miss the sound, actually. It's very memorable, so. Oops. And nothing here to check, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I weirdly miss old-timey clocks in terms of like what they look like. Let's see. Guldo Ale on Hastings Pier. Yeah, someone was definitely had some music talent in this room. See, it looks like there it is, the metronome. Oh, we got a presence. Oh, that's the metronome. So I guess it's just a standard clock. So, what the? Dear Thomas, I'm dead nervous. I've done one of these music nights before, but I do not recall me being so scatty. I'm a bundle of nerves. I think it's that horrible song that I've been practicing, though I still hate it. It's dead common. Hope you will be all right on that empty room. I've left you a pack of cards and some beer. Musical memories should end about midnight. Then I'll be straight up to get that cuddle you promised me. Was it my man or my ma'am? My ma'am seems a bit melancholy tonight. She's listening to that blasted old song on her gramophone over and over again. At least she hasn't got it all as loud as it was. In fact, I can hardly hear it. She must have the volume down very low, thank goodness. I nearly forgot to say, I'll get a short break during the interlude, so I might be able to leave the bar for a time. I cannot come to see you in case anyone sees me. My ma'am would have a heart failure if she knew that you were staying here. So if you need anything, leave me a note in the storeroom. I'll find it. Whatever you do, do not open that door unless it's me. That fly woman that's staying here is a right nosy cow. She might go poking around while you're all in the bar. Try and have a good time. I'll be up as soon as I can. Love, Betty. Yeah, this is Betty Penfold's room or whatever. P.S. Where did you tell your dad you were going? He might be in the bar tonight. Most of the village will be. Yeah, he's off doing the things underground. Right. Let's see. And then we can look at this. Looks like a trumpet. And we got some notes here. Let's see. Don't get the breeze up. Need up. Mother Brown. Joe Brown needs practice. So those are a set of notes there. I'm not a note expert. Unfortunately, this is one of those puzzles that I don't believe there's an actual straight-up explanation of musical notes. You have to at least have a general knowledge of musical notes or look it up or research it. But the notes that are highlighted there are G, G, A, B, C, for those who are curious what type of musical notes that are highlighted. So keep that in mind. So, all right, I think that's it. In terms of what clues we need. We didn't actually really need the letter. That's more just backdrop stuff. So, all right, let's head out of here. Now let's go across the way. I don't think you ever have to actually go into this room, now that I think about it, but some rooms you never actually have to access. Like, there's nothing in them that gives you any clues. They're just there to, like, complete the ambiance and everything like that. Or if you want stuff from the background of the game, you know, so. Ghosts, Myths, and Legends of the Southwest by Christine Smith. This curious tale has been part of a local folklore for several hundred years. It tells the story of a local yeoman farmer's son, born at Birchton Farm, close to the large village of Dowerton around 1625. Brought up a devout Protestant, he espoused Cromwell's parliamentary cause and joined the Model Army. Full of righteous fervor, he fought bravely in several battles at the start of the Civil War. Young Tom Oliver had become disillusioned, as had many young men with Cromwell's cause. By 1647, even Cromwell himself had lost sight of his grand plan and was vacillating dangerously while his troops watched helplessly on, cold, tired, and feeling the effects of their long campaign. They waited in vain for food and pay. Tom Oliver and close friend Will Thomas seemed to have taught themselves into deserting Cromwell's troops and had planned to return to their home. They fled across the sodden countryside, resting and hiding in ditches and hedgerows where they could. Cromwell had already posted several troops to deal with deserters from his rapidly diminishing army. Almost starving, Tom Oliver and his comrade in arms, Will, were unlucky enough to be ambushed just outside Dowerton, harried through the day and pursued across the landscape. They knew so intimately they had no time to rest or draw breath. Tom was wounded in the leg by a parting shot. In the dead of that fateful night, Tom and Will were able to sneak into the cellars of the inn of Dowerton. Exhausted and bleeding, the stench of sour ale sent his already battered senses reeling. Will Thomas, fearing that his friend was about to expire, and also too wary to flee further, made the decision to give his friend up to the pursuing troop and save himself in the process. Leaving Tom bleeding, Will promised to return with help forthwith. On his return with the pursuing troops, they found no trace of Tom Oliver, only a pool of his congealed blood. He was never seen or heard of again. Yeah, they talk about this mystery in other pieces of media in this game too about Tom Oliver, the missing Tom Oliver. But 2 centuries later, local landowner Gabriel Crabtree decided that the site of the old inn, long since abandoned, was long overdue for development. He had plans to rebuild the inn to cater for the increase in passing travelers en route to London from the southwest by rail. The foundations of the old inn were found to be strong and sound, did not need excavation or replacement. Local workmen were hired and the work began without delay. Some weeks into the build, stories began to get back to Gabriel. The workmen swore that they heard a pain-filled voice calling out in the night. When closely questioned later, they all reported that the voice had seemed to be calling out for someone, but who it was they could not tell as the voice was lost in the spring air. The number of Dorset people have been frightened by the phantom Bronze Age horseman at Bottlebush Down, who rides past the ancient barrow in the site. Those that have seen the ghost include an archaeologist who came upon a spectral horseman about half a century ago, a cloaked figure riding without stirrups. Since stirrups were unknown until the 4th century A.D., the ghost belongs to a very early period of history. Some regard its costume as that of a warrior chieftain in 1600 B.C. The prehistoric stone memorials of Dorset are an eternal reminder of its ancient past. The imagination is stirred by the Grey Mare and her colts on the Black Down, north of Portsmouth, and also by the mysterious Hail Stone, which relates to the northern European Hela, the monster appointed by Odin to preside over the realms of the dead. Similar guardian spirits protected the ancient earthwork that can be found across the southwest. Interesting. Can't read those. Looks like we got an old time radio playing. Looks like Greek wrestling of some sort because a couple of naked dudes wrestling. We got a newspaper, teacup, a little teacup. The Dorchester Messenger, published weekly. Police search for missing child. Police have requested help from the public to aid in the search for a child who went missing last Thursday, the 19th of April. Timothy Pike was last seen playing around the entrance to the East Tunnel outside Dowerton Station. It is not known whether he entered the tunnel, but appeared to have gained an entrance on previous occasions. Station Master Christopher Hinton, who was searched both the West End East tunnels, but to no avail. Local police have now stepped up the search to include land around the station and farmland belonging to the Crabtree family. The Pike family, originally from London, had offered a small reward for any information leading to the finding of Timothy. His mother, June, and he is only 11 years old. He may be trapped or lost somewhere, so please look in your outhouses, barns, sheds. He must be somewhere. Well, you know. Flood expected. The Weather Office, WDO, in Dorchester has warned that the worst of the rain may not be over. Farmers are preparing themselves for another hazardous weekend and have asked for support from the government in the form of military assistance. The storms are expected to last well into next month, disrupting the lambing session. Advice is available from your local post office or police station. Yeah, if you haven't already figured out what happened to Timothy, I won't straight up say it, but... see if we can listen to the radio. Whoops. Let's see. I'm trying to get to... yeah, some classic music. Always love it. Got some harpsichord music.
Fife Ness, west by north 3, 19 miles, 1027, rising slowly. Bridlington, east-northeast 1, 11 miles, 1027, rising slowly. Sandetti Light Vessel Automatic, northeast 5, 11 miles, 1027, rising slowly.
I think that's repeating.
Greenwich Light Vessel Automatic, north 3,
yeah, I think
11
it's
miles,
repeating.
1027, rising. Fife Ness.
Okay. Yeah, more music. Ooh. Sounds like film noir type of music or something like that. Huh. Okay, wait. Yeah, you can kind of leave the radio on that station if you want to keep playing, even though you can only hear it in this room, so... alright, that's it for this room. Alright, let's go downstairs. We could check these rooms, but we don't... We will eventually, but... alright. Yeah, we're down on the second floor. We already checked, was it this room? So, let's check B. We'll probably go back into the A room, because there was that... that one room from before we can... or no, is this room we checked out earlier? Yeah, we've been here before, so... okay. So let's go to the...
what a strange clock. It's got buttons on it.
Yeah, if you press, it's supposed to do... you could hear the different clicks on it, as you can see there. So we need to press it in a very specific order. So, let's see. There you go. That's how you solve that one. So, all right, let's see. Oop. We get the symbol now. So it's symbol number 5, I believe. Yeah, we if we looked at the names that we saw earlier, this should be Morcana. Should be the name of the symbol. So, all right. I think I checked everything in this room before. The only thing I didn't check was the was that clock thing. So, all right, let's leave that. All right, let's see. I'm trying to remember if we actually have to go. Because like I said, a lot of these rooms you can just completely skip, and you don't have to check them at all. Let's see. No, okay. We'll check this room. At least I think. Did I? Okay, I did check this room. All right. Never mind. Yeah, that one's another one of those rooms you don't actually have to check. You can skip it and be fine. But like I said, I want to check everything, even though I pretty much know what's required, what rooms you can skip and all that. So just to be thorough. All right, 2C. That turns off the lights. I don't want to turn off the lights. It's spooky, scary. Spooky, scary. Yeah, nice. I think that's a trilby. I could be wrong. Not a master of hats. What if we can actually look around while it's dark? No, it won't let us. Yeah, it won't let us run around the room. Actually, can we use the lamp? Nope. Okay. Some stuff I know you need to do, but I'm always curious about stuff I might have missed. You know, when you play through a game and have a rough idea what you need to do, you kind of forget to do all the little things as well. So, ooh, hello. This looks like a symbol of some sort. And so you can click on this stuff, move these little symbols. Okay, so for what I understand, this is supposed to be Arthur Johnston's room, the guy who died before George did. So I don't know if the game ever straight up tells you this is Arthur's room. So, but anyway, so yeah, remember this box from Remember this. Remember that blotch test downstairs or whatever that we set up. This is it. This is that symbol right there. So we just have to press the buttons in the order that we saw. So let me reset it really quick. Go back in there. So if you remember the ink blot, it was I believe the one started here. So let's see. I believe it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's how you're supposed to answer that one. So for those who are curious, we saw the ink blot earlier. So there's the next symbol right there. That one is symbol number 1, Lusa, from the information we've got. So there you go, Lusa right there. So Lusa, the symbols have been scattered. This in itself could save us if the means of entrapment are hidden. It is less likely to be able to stop me so easily. They all think I'm mad. Perhaps I am. Though I will not rest until this act has been fulfilled. The words are strange to the tongue, and I will have to practice the reading. Arthur hid the other words well, beyond the visible, exposed by flame. That's how you're supposed to know to put the flame on that one paper on the stove. This is the clue for that. So I might have gone a little out of order on how you solve stuff, so apologies, but this is how you're supposed to know to do that. So I like when games actually wouldn't straight out say, but I like when games, like puzzle games, actually give you a reason to explore something. Like you find something later and you're like, because some games will you just have to do it. You just have to like click on stuff and figure it out. But I like when if you actually look around, you can find why you're supposed to do stuff like that. So anyway, this one will remain here, hidden within the box, which we already got the solution for that. So that's the only reason to go in this room is for the, well, obviously we need the symbols, otherwise you can't beat the game. So yeah, I keep forgetting you have to close everything, even though it's an abandoned hotel. Why would you matter? Wait, wouldn't the ghosts clean it up for you? No, whatever. All right, let's go into this door. What the? It's locked. Huh. Let's check it out. Yeah. Yeah, can't open the door. Do we have any keys for that? Haha, we do. Ooh. Well, we could tell which room this is by looking at the stuff in here. Yeah, this is Polly and Nigel's room, the Ghosthunters. I want to believe in aliens. I believe aliens do exist, but I don't believe they've ever run into us because, well, okay, I wouldn't say I believe, but the idea that aliens couldn't exist is weird in a galaxy as big as ours and multiple galaxies past our galaxy. There's no way there's not other sentient beings somewhere in this wide galaxy. We'll just probably never run into it because of how wide it is. That's all. That's my thought. My thought is we'll never actually see them, but I believe that they are beings of sentience out there in the universe. You know what I mean? Because that would be dumb to think otherwise. Just from general knowledge of things. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's see. What's this? Tape recorder or whatever. Man, it's been forever since I've seen one of these. We use CDs and digital media now, so it's, you know, all this analog stuff, man. Can you press any of the buttons?
I'm leaving this message, just in case. Something terrible is happening in this hotel. Nigel is gone. I don't know where. He was behind me, and then, well, he's gone. Read my journal, if you haven't already. We should never have come here. We were not prepared. We discovered something, using the thermoscanner. I've written the settings in a safe place. Upstairs, in the bathroom, find them. We have sealed the chamber back up, but it's only temporary. If you find the settings, you may gain access and perhaps find Nigel. Please, God, let him be all right. I cannot connect either online or by phone. I'll have to venture beyond this room. I think it's gone. It was outside the door. Now is the time to make a move. Wish me luck.
Looks like a creature got her or whatever it was, a spirit. Yeah. So we already found this information earlier, and that tells us they already found the chamber, so they know where it is. The second chamber, not the one under the barn, but the actually main one itself. So I don't think you can press any of the other keys. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so I guess Nigel was captured and then she got captured. Or killed or what. It's hard to say what the spirit actually did to them, so. Alright, let's see what's here. Crowhurst, Superior Architecture. Hi there, Polly, Nigel. How's the ghost hunting coming along? I still think you're wasting your time, but never mind. As long as you're having fun, I'm going to be working here late all week, mapping, surveying the old platform. So if you hear any strange noises outside, it's probably me. Or is it? Ha 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 ha. Pete Crowburst. P.S. Have you been talking to the papers? Huh. I don't know. Free delivery, Carolina. Free corn cob with orders over 6 pounds and 99 pence or whatever. I only know pounds. I don't know their other currency. So, that looks like okay pizza, I guess. Then again, I'm not a pizza connoisseur. They say a chicken pizza, simple but nice. Burgers, drinks. So, 1 liter of cola. No, $1.20. Actually, yeah. No, I was thinking like price wise. Anyway, Shimla tandoori takeaway. Yeah, they ordered a lot of takeaway. I mean, there's no reason to cook for themselves really because in the hotel, but. Free delivery within 6 miles. Curry? Huh. Dragon Inn. Delicious Chinese, Peking, Cantonese cuisine. Free delivery. Let's see, there's Dowerton and all the local areas. Train station, disused. Let's see, this must be Polly. I assume that's Polly anyway. And there's some of their other pictures that they took in the other areas of the house. Yeah, I think this is in the waiting room. Trying to remember what room that one is. We've been in that one, I believe. I think. There's Nigel. Oh yeah, that's the second floor right there. Let's see, what's that? Those are the same day, but oh, it's like a minute later. Oh, anyway. Okay. Nope, that's that one again. Yeah, there's all they left their takeaway there. Gross. But yeah, we already saw the notes for their device or whatever, because we've already been to the bathroom to check it out. It's assumed that you probably would go floor by floor, and then after going through every floor, then you go back to find all the clues back to back. I'm just trying to be a bit more efficient with it. That's all. See, blank paper, then Hayden Industries inventory: 100 Hayden, 1900 processor, 2 Hayden flat screen monitors, cordless keyboard, mouse, 2 Soundworks speakers, Ultrafusion battery, Thermo Digi cameras, 10 remote Digi cameras, delivery to the station Dowerton, Dorset, 1930, 2430 in Danvers. Okay, this is all their equipment. Ooh, there's their goggles. So now we got the their electrosensitive goggles or whatever in their inventory. Now, let's see, what's this? Ooh, Hayden Mobile.
Please replace the handset and try again.
Let's see. Well, let's see. Let's try. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, remember that? Hold on. Let me show you really quick. What was that noise? So let's try a number there. So actually, do they all have numbers? Yeah, they all do. However, there's Chinese takeout, so the only number that's would be recent would be these guys. So let's try that. Oops. Hold on. All right. Let's try that again. So 0, 1, 6, 2, 2, 6, 4, 3, 8, 5, 3.
Good evening. Welcome to Dragon Inn, the best takeaway Chinese food this side of Dorchester. This is an automated service. Please hold the line while we check your number. You have a standing order with us. Would you like us to deliver your usual order? Please press the star key twice for yes, or press 1 to make a new order. Your usual order is number 15. You have now ordered number 15. Sorry, but the shop is closed. We close at 11:30 p.m. You are too late. Good night.
Now you're probably thinking, why did I do that? Like, why did I call them? Well, one, to just kind of see what it was, but two, well, Hayden Industries, by the way. So, let's see. I'll give you a reason here in a second. So, all right, looks like this is their journal. So, okay, Polly's journal, case 214, the abandoned hotel, and then we got multiple notes here. So, abandoned files. Looks like a picture of the front. Hotel exterior, platform 2, 4322, 2145. Welcome to my journal. This is what I hope will be a faithful and accurate record of the experiments and observations made by myself, Polly White, and my partner, Nigel Danvers, as the final project of our degree in alternate sciences. Yeah, alternate science, right? They have to try to make anything crazy fancy. We've decided to carry out professional psychic investigation. We have chosen the Station Hotel and Dowerton train station for our mission. Both are abandoned and have a history of supernatural occurrences, folk tales, and more recent disappearances. As many as 12 people are believed to have disappeared from the location on the night early morning the 29th, 30th of April, 1947, including the landlady, Edith Penfold, her daughter, and the owner of the hotel, George Crabtree. A massive police search and investigation followed, but no clues or leads were discovered. It has remained a mystery. In 1980, a local Dowerton man, Edward Tully, carried out an amateur but well-documented investigation in this very location. His diary, in our possession, has entries which talk of ghosts and strange appearances within the train station. Sadly, also mysteriously, Edward Tully did not return from the station one night. His neighbors alerted local police after he failed to return home to feed his cat. Police found some of Mr. Tully's belongings, but no sign of the man himself, a mystery to this day. Photographs are taken by myself and Nigel will illustrate the local entries. Okay. Getting started. Let's see. That's a picture of the front of the hotel or whatever. Public telephone. Platform 1 by Foyer. 2343, 2045, 9 p.m. Our setup is so cool. All the experiments came in yesterday, so Nigel and I have been unpacking boxes. Christmas comes early in Dowerton. The university's deal with Hayden Industries is paying off big time. Not only have we got loads of RDCs, remote digital cameras, we've also been lent an RTS, remote thermal scanner, electromagnetic fluctuations, monitoring equipment, and some old goggles. They all work on different frequencies, so we'll probably spend this first night tuning into PC Terminal 2. Having said that, we already know that our choice of location is spot on. Both Nigel and I have already experienced some oral and visual phenomenon. I heard a few short and distant bursts of piano when we were carrying stuff up the stairs. I'll look into it further tomorrow. Nigel thinks he saw some light sprites out in the platform, so I'll have set one of our cameras up there. Energy orbs have been photographed quite regularly, but I have yet to see anything on actual film or digitape. Our first mission. It's looking good. Yeah, we've seen the light beams multiple times. Development. Let's see, the ladies' toilet in the hotel, 2443, 2154, 2445. Mr. Crowhurst came up for a nose around earlier. He seemed very impressed, but doesn't believe a word of what we're saying. He is pleasant enough for an architect. He reckons that the building work on this place will start in a couple of months. I'd have liked longer for the survey, but that's life. Both he and the Crabtree family have been quite generous already, so I want to push our luck. Anyway, enough of all that. I should talk about the work. The hotel is bizarre. Some of the rooms appear to have decayed very little. It's as if someone is maintaining them. I've heard of this sort of phenomenon before. For example, there's the Rye Hospital, Sussex. Many parts of the building are virtually spotless, even though the place has been ruined for nearly on 10 years. This place is similar. Most of the rooms are well beyond the talents of the best interior designer, joke, but other appears to be almost fresh, to the point where you can still imagine booking in for the night, which in a way we have. Room 2D seemed as good as any. 2334. Activity has started already. I thought we were prepared for it, but no. I was exploring the ladies' toilet downstairs. At first I thought it was my reflection, but then realized the angle was all wrong. She just stared at me, or at herself, I should say. A young woman, dark hair, round face, looked around 20 or so, odd expression, looked like excitement. She seemed to be putting something in the sink, or beneath it. Couldn't tell. Sadly, I set the camera up in the men's toilet next door. Never mind. I think we saw that, if I recall. 15. This is great. We're collecting a very impressive collection of footage, photos, and sound recordings. We're going to be very busy. I saw a door open by itself. That is the first. I think I'll concentrate on the upper floors. The staff bedrooms and living room area are based on that floor. Nigel seems to have taken a fancy to the pub, reception, and even the cellar. He's down there now, in fact, setting up the thermo cam. Alright. Oh, wait, was that, okay. Just making sure which room I've already... Okay. Who, what, and why. Dining room, hotel, 425-3, 2105, 2119. What a night. We managed to stay awake the whole time. Well, I know I did. Nigel didn't finish in the cellar till dawn anyway. We had both been discussing the theory that perhaps there is something more to these hauntings, not just random activity. The hotel and station, for that matter, have a long but badly recorded history of phenomenon. There are many places that have strong links with supernatural activities, such as Plucky and Kent. That has long since been held in the most haunted village in the UK, though I think our findings will blow the lid off of that. Sorry. Just have to reset the thing, because when you're down there, go to the next one, it leaves it down there. 2246. Something new. Shadows. I know how odd that sounds, but that's all I can describe it as. Like a moving shadow. A piece of, well, darkness. Just a fragment of darkness. I saw one first, on Cam 5, dining room. Seemed to shift across the wall, down into the floor, and then up through the ceiling. That's just 2 floors down from here. I might pop down later and have a look. 2303. Nothing in there now, so I took a walk around. Mr. Crowhurst is taken to sleeping in the old waiting room. Must be freezing. I can see through the corrugated iron. We were informed that this train line is long since abandoned. Well, I'm sure that I heard the whistle of the street train in the distance. Perhaps the place is not only haunted by previous occupants. Perhaps the place itself is haunted. Every brick, tile, and painted glass. Is it possible the memories of those that once existed could actually sustain the environment that they lived in to a sizable degree? The experimental rad vision goggles may provide some answers to that question. 2345. On my own again. Nigel's back in the cellar. Seems to like cold, dank, dark places. No comment. So I've been researching our finds. There are other recorded instances of shadows, though they are mostly connected to the superstition. I started reading Mr. Tully's notebook again. He mentions a darkness, though his description seems to differ. He connected his apparition with a singular spirit, claiming also that he had direct communication with it. This is something I could try. If needs, must be their ways and means. The old Ouija board. Obviously, I will not be mentioning this in my essays. I'd be laughed out of the Weymouth University. Hey, apparently it works. We used it. 255. I set the Ouija in the attic. Didn't have any luck, but that place sure chilled me a bit. Scared? Me? No way. I was just freezing up there. 326. Nigel's still down in that cellar. Might give him a call on the mobile. Something we are not supposed to do. Disturbed electromagnetic activity, you see. Speaking of which, the cams have all reset. It's not really a problem. I just have to pick up the individual wavelengths manually. I'm doing it via plan on the station and hotel that I have imported into the software. Pinpointing each camera allows me to view its data. It's a lot slower to make a full sweep of 10 cams, but it's better than nothing. 415. We've been discussing our night. Nigel thinks the foundations and timbers of the cellar are part of a much older building. The bulk of the hotel was built around the 1880s and onwards. The cellar, however, was architectural motifs and construction methods dating back as far as the 17th century. 450. Bedtime. All is quiet on the cams. Success. Yes, yes, yes! We got it! Well, I mean, we haven't actually got it, but it is recorded on digitape. Cam 7 activity activated at 15. There it was. Really freaked us out. Not really scientific, I know. Activity has been strong and consistent since we arrived. But nothing like this. 224. We've watched and rewatched the footage for over an hour. We are no closer to working out what it is or what caused it. There is no fixed shape or mass to it. I'll email it to Henry Cuddle in a moment. Perhaps he'll have some idea about it. It could be a natural phenomenon, or dare I say it, a fault with the cameras. No, that's just silly. It's positively supernatural. Nothing anyone would say will change my mind on that. Yeah, clearly it's an alien ship, not a frisbee or anything like that. 231. The connection is down. I cannot send the email. Supposedly Hayden established a strong broadband link for us. Well, it's not looking too good right now. I'll try again in the morning. 312. Nigel's been noticing several temperature drops on that floor. Using thermometers is not the most advanced equipment we have, but it's certainly the most dramatic. Nigel placed it in front of the camera in room 1F. We were able to watch it from here. The drops are not unusual in themselves, is the scale. From 9 degrees to -3 in about 20 seconds. That's amazing and odd. I don't know why, but I'm glad that neither of us was on that floor at the time. 322. Oops. Oral activity now. The temperature drops continue. There are now noises coming from upstairs. Sounds like music. It's very quiet, so it's hard to make out. We'll investigate later. 345. Yes, the music was coming from the above floor. An old radio. Yeah, we've been in that room. It could have been on all along, and our equipment interfered with its tuning, most likely, though. It is more likely that the hauntings are able to interact with solid objects. This, of course, is very common with poltergeist activity, but is less well known with spiritual entities. We switched the radio off again. Yeah, we just left it on ourselves. 434. Quiet again now. All in fronts. Time for bed. 456. Couldn't sleep. Nigel can, though. Snoring anyway. I've been thinking about that shadow and what relationship it has to the hotel. I've also come to the conclusion that the hauntings here are connected to the 947 disappearances. Pretty obvious, I know, but there was never any proof. The fact that tonight's activities centered around specific rooms and objects suggests that the entities knew them, perhaps even owned them. I'll try again with the Ouija board tomorrow. What happened to those people? Was it murder? If so, where are the bodies? Nothing was ever found. From what the Crabtree family has told me, George Crabtree wasn't the murdering kind. Well, it's the people you used to know, right? Supposedly he went slightly mad at the end, but they put that down to him losing his best friend in World War II. Where are they? The sun is coming up now. There's a glow on the horizon. It's going to be a bright, sunny spring sunny day. Shame we will not be able to enjoy it. My eyes are closing. Yeah, they do all this stuff at night, so. George Crabtree. Oh, did I show off the hall-facing store here? What, why? Dining room, hotel. But anyway, George Crabtree. Room F3F locked, which we've opened that one, yeah. Ugh. Oh, sorry. Let's reset that. Ugh, dinner was disgusting tonight. We've been ordering some food at the local companies. We'll think harder about what we have next time. Anyway, I haven't told Nigel, but I'm planning on getting into George Crabtree's room. According to the details we have had two rooms on the third floor, a bedroom and a study. I took a look earlier, and the study appears to be locked from the inside. Strange. Time for a bit of Nancy Drew style action, I think. Perhaps I can get the key out. Nancy Drew was popular in the early 2000s as a detective type of novel for usually young women read it. Sometimes guys would as well. They made quite a few video games based off of it as well. I not familiar with them as I haven't actually read them, so I'm not sure if they're actually good books or not. So they could be just young adult novel type of reads where not everyone's cup of tea. But anyway, I think perhaps I can get the key up. I've learned that there are other hauntings here, even in George Crabtree's time. Maybe he knew about them. Perhaps he even investigated them. Yeah, we've read his journals and everything. 2136. Yes, I was right. He did know about them, the hauntings. We found scraps of letters and documents that prove it. Nigel's found a metallic door in the cellar, which is sealed by some sort of locking mechanism. He's going to try and bypass it or work out how to open it. It's quite ingenious. 2200. He hasn't had any luck so far, but thinks he has discovered something far more interesting. Obviously, he is keeping it to himself that he can show it off later. He came running up here earlier, fiddled with the settings for the thermo scanner, and then said, "That's it! I knew it would be somewhere there." Then ran back downstairs again. I hope he doesn't keep it for himself for long. 2245. Strong activity again. I'm on my own. Doing my best to record the findings as I can. 2300 hours. There's something outside the door. I heard it first like a vibration. Whispering. 1,000 voices. Whispering. Is it still there now while I type these words? It is still there now while I type these words. 2302. There was a knock on the door. There's no way it's Nigel. I'm not going to answer it, partly because it may disturb whatever event this is. Also, I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm quite afraid. What is this thing? It's not a ghost. It has no human characteristics at all. Nothing to indicate life, past or present. Just energy. Pure energy. Maybe not so pure? 2304. Nothing new. Took a look outside the door. The hallway was empty. 2345. Nigel's back. He managed to open the door. I was right. Crabtree did know about the ghost. The room held conclusive proof. First, we need to do a bit of shopping tomorrow. 1400. A thought. The darkness is conscious of us. It knew I was in this room. I'll keep this knowledge to myself. Is that really something you should keep to yourself? 145. It's been tampering with the lights. The electricity is bad enough at the best of times. The lights have been dimming and flaring all night. I've also heard someone in the hall outside. They walked past the door en route to the bathroom. 234. There's a presence in the kitchen area. I was doing the rounds, checking the cams. I heard someone in the kitchen, female, a strong Dorset accent. She just said, "Who are you?" It was so abrupt and straightforward. I swear she was talking to me. I didn't answer. Perhaps I should have. 245. I can hear music again. I don't think it's the radio, though. Sounds too old-fashioned. Yes, it's the record player. The needle's jumping. I'll take a look later. It's getting louder. Perhaps Pete will hear it? Down there in the waiting room? That would shake him up a bit, make him a little less Scully-like. I think that that's a reference to X-Files, I believe. I can make out some of the words. And when two lovers woo, they still say I love. Something like that. I think I know the song. As time goes by or something. Romantic. I'm not sure if I heard of a ghost that has feelings. It's kind of reassuring, though. Not sure why. 314. All's quiet again. I'll take a look in the room, see if I can find the record player. Nigel's been acting really strange tonight, keeping himself to himself as usual. Okay. I don't like secrets. We're supposed to be a team. Uh-oh. Whoops. Okay. Failure. Let's see. The room 3E Edith's room. We've checked that one out, so. Oh wait, no, I haven't checked that out. I was gonna wait because we have to go there eventually. So, failure 17. Up early. You will notice very early. I wanted to catch Pete before he settled in for the night. I had a lot of questions for him. I told him about last night's events, and he didn't laugh this time. In fact, a look of concern passed across his face. Concern for what? Us? Himself? I didn't want to push it further, so changed the subject. 1900. We did some shopping earlier. Well, Nigel did anyway. Went to Dorchester. In fact, photographic chemicals and paper. I haven't had to use such primitive materials in years, but he seemed happy enough. Hopefully he'll put them to good use in the new room. 2100. We were camping outside upstairs tonight in what we think was Edith's room. There are photographs of her and her husband on the wall. Neither of us feels threatened in this room. Quite the opposite. I personally am hoping to see the record player kick into life again. The room has been partly cleared. There's only a few of her things remaining. The dressing table mainly. Some of this stuff may be worth something. I'm surprised the salvage people haven't broken in and stripped the place. Makes you wonder why the remaining family didn't want them either, or I would. Yeah, I would take them. 2235. Pop down to write the journal. We haven't experienced anything much so far. A few temperature drops on the trusty thermometer. 16. Nothing. Nothing except backache from staying on this wooden bed. I think we can safely say that Edith is not going to show off while we're watching. Shame. 40. Another knock at the door. Nigel's here this time, so I know it's him. I know for sure it's not him. It's whispering again. It's whispering my name. This is too much. I'm going to open the door. No, Nigel says that he heard his name. This is bizarre. I'm emailing Henry Cuddle right away. He's got to get down here. Damn, there's still no connection. This is a joke. There's no connection on the mobile either. I'm scared to stay in this room. I'm terrified to leave it. 55. We sat it out. I didn't open the door. It seemed to have passed. I've got to calm down. This reaction is no use. Your survey will be worthless if we don't keep our wits together. I think we'll spend the rest of the night in the bar. Sadly, there's not a drop to drink. Not even a bottle of ancient brandy. 4:56. It'll be light soon. I'm pleased for that. The bar was quiet. It felt safer than this room. Something odd did happen, though. We heard a phone ringing quite nearby. Perhaps the reception phone. There's no way its connection is functioning, so I have no explanation. It's well known that some spirits communicate via electronic sources. Perhaps someone was trying to communicate with us next time. I will answer it. Bedtime. Chance to rest. Get my thoughts together. All right, and progress. Their last known journal entry. 2100. Nigel is preparing a surprise in the cellar. He's a sweet bloke. He means well, but he really doesn't have any idea how to impress a girl. Bless him. He's finally decided to share his work with me. I'm dying to find out what he's been doing in that cellar. God knows what it'll be. But it has taken him a lot of work and a full use of the thermo cam. 2245. Incredible. People must know about this. How do you keep something like this a secret? Well, they have for centuries so far, so a few more years wasn't exactly a problem. It has to be one of the major archaeological finds in the UK. I'll write down more later, as I'm desperate to get back down there. I only popped up to get the torch. We'll be back soon. 14. It's following us. Christ! It was down there. Damn you, Nigel, what have you done? Oh God, where is he? I cannot see him in any of the cams. He was right behind me. I was running up the stairs. I turned, and he was gone. I can hear it whispering again. It's mocking me. Is it conscious? It's been stalking us. Oh God, what am I going to do? It's here. It's outside the door again. If I'm quiet, if I hide, if I curl up as small as possible, it won't find me. It's whispering my name. It knows me. I can feel it can feel my fear. Pete, I can call to him. I'm on the other side of the platform, but he may hear me. Please, God, let him hear me. It's gone. The whispering's gone. There's no knock at the door. I've got to find Nigel. I must get out of here. The survey can go to hell. I'll get Pete, too. He has to come with us. No one's staying here. I'll check the hallway first. And then the final picture had no data there, so... yeah. Alright, let's see what this is. Sound manipulator. Hayden Industries. Registered to Nigel... oh, sorry, I didn't get to read it fast enough. Well, pause it if you didn't read it, so... yeah, I can't really... Let me try it again.
No, they won't find us Unless they spy my blood, they could follow it. My own blood shall bring them to us. Shut up, Will. Keep thy mouth sealed, for they could hear us. We keep quiet. We keep still. Oh, my blood spills. Find me some rags. I must stop the bleeding. Damn shot. No, they won't find us.
Yeah, okay,
Unless
that's
they
creepy.
spy my... No, they won't find us.
I was trying to see if reversing into anything.
No, they won't find us.
Okay, frequency just. But anyway, the reason I was taking a few seconds to click on that and I did hear it is because of my headset. Like, sometimes if there's no sound in my headset, it'll. Sorry, let me turn that off for a second. When there's no noise in my headset for a second because of how little noise there is in this game, sometimes my headset will go into sleep mode or turn off, so I didn't hear anything. So you're probably wondering why I was not saying anything while it was going on. So sorry about that. So anyway, so that was creepy. So that was in the cellar. Let me reverse it. Let's see. Recorded in the cellar by the locked door. No audible sounds were obvious or went apparent at the time. White noise is audible now, and perhaps some other subliminal sounds will try and filter out the higher frequencies. Further note. Amazing. This is a definite voice. Took a fair bit of cleaning, but it's been worth it. Took a snapshot with the camera where it's recorded and left. Oh, that might be George actually, because that's the attic, isn't it? Or no, is that maybe? Oh, anyway. Well, no, this is the cellar. Never mind. I don't know why it says attic. It tells us. It was recorded at 4:24:03, 23. Let's see. Near silence. Anyway, let's do the kitchen. Yeah, not getting any obvious voices. Yeah, the only thing is noise gate gets to something, but nothing else. Low frequencies detected, massive. Let's see. Yeah, if I turn it off, I want to talk, but I want to, but you know, I might have to turn down the sound while doing this. So, low frequencies detected, massive white noise saturation, 156, 2543, 2200 megahertz. Sound kitchen, ground floor near silence. No, recorded in kitchen area of hotel, not in silent conditions. There was a tap dripping and pickup very clearly. No other sounds were detected until I removed the dripping sound. I amplified the white noise background. Further note, after some noise reduction, I was able to single out the particular frequency, perhaps the voice. No audible words as yet. We'll keep working on it. And that was in the kitchen at night. So, loft, midday.
Talk now in minds. No eyes, blind eyes. Deep down here. Others like me, taking me. Knows you, can see you. Let's your next one. Too late. Talk now.
Medium frequency detected, white noise saturation, post-sleep vocal frequency, 26.430, 22 megahertz, loft ceiling outside noise. Recorded in the loft near the window, could only just see out the window. Thought I saw a building out in the woods, too tired to investigate. I think they mentioned the barn. Should be in bed, will be too tired for tonight. Anyway, this sound file was rushed. Further note, there's a massive radio noise in the file, as rendered it almost useless. Hang on, it's not radio noise, it's possible vocal source. Okay. That's it for that. So let's see, image cleaner. Do we have anything for that? Yeah, we can take a look at the images. Public bar. Something upside down. Okay. Take a look at this one. This is the outside. Platform 1. Let's see. Buffet room. Oh, looks like a chair got flung. Yeah, we've been in there as well, so. Okay. 3rd floor, Henry VIII portrait. Looks like it got moved at night or flipped around or something like that. There's Elizabeth I portrait. You can see the light sources. Yeah, we've seen that pattern before, I believe. You don't need to look at this to get that pattern. It's just something to point out. Another light source coming in from the window. Looks like a specter or something like that. It's hard to say, though. Let's see here. Yeah, looks like another apparition. See if there's anything else, but yeah. And finally, that's a picture of Nigel. Looks like he was married, I guess. I don't know if the guy's married or the actor was married. Or the guy's picture. Hotel reception, huh? Okay. Alright, there's that. Let's see. Music. Yeah, non-copyrightable music, yeah. Not bad. I can turn down the volume. Not sure if it's working. No, it's catchy. What's that? Most of your music choices were techno-ish, except for, yeah. Huh. Anyway, yeah, that was interesting. Let's see. Stop. Uh-oh. Well, let me, oh, there we go. I was like, well, how did I get back out again? Okay. Personal case 14, powered by D8A base IT. Let's see what this says. Thomas Callum. Thomas Callum, age of 8, event 19, occupation farmhand, connection of hotel, knew Betty Penfold, may have stayed, local boy, son of farmer, James Callum. It is thought that Thomas may have been in a relationship with the landlady's daughter, Betty. Dowerton locals at the time stated that the two had been courting for some time. Thomas was often staying secretly in one of the rooms of the hotel. It is known to have been in the building of the night of the 29th of April. No one saw him, but an extensive search found evidence in one of the rooms. James Callum believed for a long time after the event that his son was alive, often telling others they had heard his son since the event. It once told a room full of people they had seen Thomas wandering through the woods that separated his land from the station. When he approached the boy, he ran off towards the old barn, where he disappeared. No one else ever saw or heard Thomas Callum. No photos available. Let's see. George Crabtree. George Crabtree. We actually have a picture of him. Thomas Callum didn't have anything. George Crabtree. Age of time of event 61. Occupation landowner, owner of hotel. Connection to hotel. Owner and resident. Room, dark room, studio on 3rd floor. George Crabtree was the owner of the Station Hotel after it was passed to him by his father, who built it in 1885 on the site of an old inn or public house. Although he took an active role in the running of the hotel, decorating and providing much of the photographic artwork, he left the general work to the Penfold family, originally presided over by Frank Penfold until he passed away, leaving Edith Penfold to run the business. Crabtree stayed in both the hotel and the family home. Crabtree Manor, near the hotel. He was often seen walking between the two. Crabtree was a keen photographer and had a strong interest in the paranormal, especially ghosts and ancient local folklore. We suspect that he was carrying out some sort of experiment leading up to the night of the 29th of April. Nigel had been able to enter the dark room, but only after solving a quite elaborate locking system. It would appear that Crabtree had a keen sense of humor and a sense of adventure, and we hope to enter his studio soon. The Crabtree family sealed his room after the original police investigation and have left it so since. They very rarely mention George after the event, removing his name from the family tree. Alright, Matilda Fly. Yeah, we've been in her room. Matilda Fly, age of time of event 40, occupation actress, connection to hotel, guest, room 2B. Matilda Fly was well known in 1947. She was a popular stage actress and appeared in West End classics such as The Rat Trap and The Paradise of Fear. Fly left London on the night of the 27th of April after a series of negative reviews. It is unknown why Fly was staying in the hotel, and some had thought she may have been stopping over before traveling to somewhere else. She was extremely unpopular throughout her stay in the hotel with staff and locals. Typical actress acting, The press swooped into the hotel in 1947, but the Crabtree estate barred all but the police entry to the building. The police seemed to find conclusive evidence that she was present on the night of the 29th, and she was officially announced missing forthwith. Last seen, she was seen leaving the bar with Gloria Grable, destination unknown, 22:15. The photographs shown are from the London Theatre Archive and shows Miss Fly in two poses from her last play, The Two-Faced Bride of Bodmin Moor. People consider it as a comedy. Gloria Grable. Gloria Grable, age of event, 32, occupation unknown, maybe a false name, connection to hotel guest room 1E. We haven't been in that room yet. This guest is the most baffling of all. It appears that she booked herself under a false name and kept herself to a room much of her 2-day stay. Some have said that she may have known Matilda Fly, as the two were seen talking to each other on the night of the 29th April, though there is no evidence of a connection. I think we read something in her room about that. Also quite puzzling is the fact that she arrived in a car, a very distinctive American-style sports model. Although her car was never found, if it was, the police have never revealed details of such. Yeah, we found it in the barn, by the way. Perhaps she left the hotel that night. A request for her to come forward and talk to the police about the fateful night was never fulfilled. Last seen leaving the station with Matilda Fly around 22:15. No images available. Betty Penfold. Cute little girl. Betty Penfold, age of event 18. She looks older in that picture, so, yeah, whatever. Connection to hotel. See above. Betty, daughter of Edith and Frank Penfold, worked in the hotel. She appears to have undertaken every job going and was well known and well-liked throughout the village at the time. She was born in Dowerton and stayed here until the night of her disappearance. She had a natural love and sense of music, which she often put to the use in the station bar, where she and her mother would put on regular musical nights, inviting local guests and others to attend and join the merriment. Betty is thought to have been in courtship with the local boy Thomas Kellum, though she is thought to have hidden the details from her mother. Last seen, it is likely that Thomas was the last person to see her, although there is no evidence of this. Apart from that, she is last seen in the bar, cleaning up after the party. Her mother was with her. Edith. Edith Penfold, 53, occupational landlady. Connection Hotel, landlady and manager. Edith Penfold, mother of Betty, has been running the hotel for a few years. Following the death of her husband Frank, she was well liked throughout the village, and no one had a bad word to say against her. Our investigation of the hotel has revealed that she had a bedroom on the upper floor and presided over tasks in the reception and kitchen. A note, handwritten by herself, still remains in the reception. It is to her daughter, and is an uncanny reminder of how suddenly she and the others vanished that same night. She was about to retire to bed after leaving instructions for the morning staff. It is unlikely that anyone has read the note until the police arrived. It has stayed there all this time and has now been read by ourselves. 2 images scanned from the material found in the upper bedroom. And Andrew Verney. Andrew Verney, 51, writer and astronaut, Connection Hotel, regular guest, room 2E. Semi-popular author of astronomy books and manuals, often came to the station. Isn't this the... No, we haven't been in that room yet, so... Or the 2E room. No, we were... Not yet. We're going there. Maybe not this episode because we're running pretty long, but... 2E. Last seen, Verney was seen by several people in the bar of the hotel. He is said to have been in celebratory mood and was asking after George Crabtree. The source of his celebration is unknown, but was overheard by James Callan, father of Thomas, who was attending the sing-along in the bar, to be talking about constellations. He left the bar after having a few words with Edith and appeared to hurriedly retire to his room at 23:30. Further movements unknown. Click that up. Alright, what have we got? Weather and solar updates. Metrosat. Registered to Nigel Danvers. Joint USCF and OAA reported solar and geographical activities. SDF number 298 issued at 2200Z on 29th of April 2003. I8 analysis of solar active regions and activity from 24-2100 Hz to 25-2100 Zs. Solar activity is higher. Regional 9672. By the way, all this stuff isn't that important. It's just for flow of information, try to make it realistic. Production of X1 3B flare at 1502 UTC with associated Type 2 estimated velocity 900 kilometers a second, and Type 4 event observed. SOHO LASCO imagery indicates a full halo CME with plane of sky speed at 884 kilometers per second. Region 9672 also produced 3 minor C-class flares. Region 9678 N08E20 has grown significantly in the last 24 hours. Active 2555 minor storm 53030, major severe storm 11515. B high altitudes activity 304545 minor storm 153535. Huh. Okay, signal at 85%. See these images here. British Isles. Rains will spread from all across most of Scotland with a few heavy falls in parts in the northwest. A few patches of rain are also likely across northern parts of Northern Ireland. Apart from the northern England, which will see an increase in cloud, the remainder of the country will largely clear skies. Clear skies in England? Lies. With the risk of a ground frost in few locations, England will see an increase in cloud. The remainder of the country will have largely clear skies with the risk of ground frost in few locations. The visibility would be moderate to pouring rain in the north, otherwise will be good. The wind will be moderate and fresh southwest to westerly, becoming strong in the far north, but the south winds will be a light westerly, providing very clear visibility and clear skies. This will continue till dawn with some lights is expected. 12-hour forecast. Wind southwest 6 or 7, occasionally 5 around the shore. Weather, occasionally rain or showers. Visibility, moderate or good. Sea state, slight to moderate. Outlook for the following 24 hours. Winds southwest 6 or 7, east-west or southwest 7, later southwest 6. Weather, occasional rain, visibility moderate or good. Sea state, slight to moderate. And solar information, we've already got that. Okay, so just little random details. It's cool. Alright, let's see. Browse websites. Powered by Polly White, 2003. Alright, let's go to the latest. Let's see, recent. No. Oh, here we go. We can go learnpiano.co, Ghosthunters, and let's go to, I guess go to Learn Piano. Let's see, I'm trying to remember if there's any specific sites you can actually go to. Like you can type in, I'm not familiar. I think it's only the ones that are mentioned here. You probably could type in a very specific one and get like some Easter egg, but I'm not familiar with that. But anyway, this is how you're supposed to read. Remember that music note upstairs that I found? This is how you're supposed to read it for those who don't know how to actually read music. So yeah, I forgot that this web page is here. I said earlier I wasn't sure if it mentioned it, but it does here. So that's why this game's not bad in terms of the puzzle aspects, because it actually tells you information in game, because not everyone knows this and not everyone's going to research how to learn musical notes. So not like old point and click adventure games back in the 80s and 90s. Lorraine's music tutorial site. Anyone can play music, you just need to know how. As you can see, there are 7 notes in the octave. The 7 notes is repeated across the whole keyboard of a piano. The black keys in between, called accidentals, pronounced acidentals, but we will look at them in another lesson, so you don't have to worry about them now. This photograph is the right, shows my finger pointing at middle C. The diagram to the bottom right shows the scale. You will find them on printed or written musical manuscripts, such as sheet music. The large black dots represent the notes that you play. The notes are labeled on this diagram from F to E. Next week, we'll look at why some notes look different from others, i.e. they'll have holes in them and see dots next to them. But for now, just practice with what you have. See you next time. Last update, it's 26/4/99. Well, that was a while back. Your visitor number 3. Ooh. Sorry, Lorraine. I guess a lot of people aren't interested in learning scale from you specifically. So... let's see. Let's go to Ghosthunters, see what that has. News. Welcome to Ghosthunters UK, the first web forum for ghost hunters, paranormal photographers, and their fans. The forum is currently down due to a dispute with our service provider. We apologize. It cannot be helped. Couldn't afford it, huh? The fees. Feel free to explore the other sections until this problem is spirited away. New. In Focus, Dorset, Polly White talks about her plans for the Dowerton experiment, the supposed haunting hotel in the southwest. Frequently asked questions. The topic starter we are asked most at the forum is, what are ghosts? Although it's a repetitive question, it is perhaps the most important one. The problem is there's no definite one type of ghost, so we have put this section together to answer at least some of our questions. Enjoy! Select one of the above section buttons to learn more about the ghost lore today. Corbin Redder. Residual ghosts. Residual. These are like tape recordings. They're usually seen in the same location, replaying the same scene over and over to different people. A traumatic event leaves an indelible recording on the building or location, replaying itself forever. They may have been seen as glimpses of the past, recreating the traumatic event, or simply heard a footstep up and down a hallway. anniversary. Anniversary, as their name suggests, this type only manifests on significant anniversaries, deaths, birthdays. Other times they were meaningful for the deceased or are the historical significance. They may be replaying a specific event on the day or night. Intelligence. They're intelligent. These spirits seem to have intelligence. They are interactive, similar to the poltergeist. They can be full of curiosity, playful, and sometimes dangerous. They may attract attention by making noises such as footsteps, slamming doors, or lifting or moving or hiding objects. Poltergeist. German for noisy spirit. As this name would suggest, they are noisy, often throwing things around, pinching and poking. They are generally disruptive. Manifestations are short, from 3 to 6 months, and often center on a teenage female. This would suggest that the activities are attributed to the teenager, who may be acting as a natural medium or manifesting repressed emotion. Energy orbs. We've seen those before. These are the most often photographed spirits caught on film. They are seen as transparent or translucent balls of light hovering above the ground. Swirling patterns can be seen inside them. It could be energy of some kind. Okay. In focus. Myself and another Weymouth student, Nigel Danvers, have been funded by Hayden Industries to conduct a full investigation at the Old Station Hotel in Dowerton. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll set up various pieces of standard equipment as well as new toys lent to us by the sponsors. Naturally, any results we get will be posted on this board straight away. I'm a huge fan of Ghosthunters UK and see this as an opportunity to really pay respect to those who have contributed not only to the site but my own studies as well. Do read my Ouija tips, as I have found them quite invaluable in the past, even though I hope not to descend into such things during the Dowerton experiment. With the expenses laid on, it seems quite unfair. Ouija tips. Believe no one will come through if you're talking about or doing it for fun. Keep the questions simple, like what is your name, how old are you, where are you alone, etc. I never did all those. Maybe I could go back and show those. No answer doesn't mean that there's no one there. They just don't know what to say. Keep note of what comes through. You may have to piece together sentences. Don't do it alone. 2 heads are better than 1 when it comes to judgment. Say goodbye. You may trap a spirit here. They wouldn't like that. Be warned. Oh, I never actually said that. It actually doesn't matter. You can completely ignore that part. But it's... Anyway. Let's see. I don't think I did the how old are you or where are you alone. So I might come back for that later. Maybe. Radio interview. On April 1st, no joke, Polly White was interviewed on the KMC Radio 4 This Working Life show. The interview focused on Polly's obscure choice of career in the Dowerton experiment. She candidly explains the setup and motives behind the event and gives some background to the setting, which many might find interesting. Due to security enforcement by the Crabtree estate, the station and hotel are not open to the public. This radio recording is in the red radio format, and we apologize for the sound quality. Copyright KMC M22. Listen.
Is repeated on Saturday at 2:15 p.m. with the time 11:30 GMT. We join Stephen Ashurst for a new series of This Working Life. It's not my headset again.
There we go.
Good morning and welcome to This Working Life with me, Stephen Ashurst. Each episode will be focusing on individuals who have chosen interesting and sometimes strange careers for themselves. This week we interview Polly White, a self-confessed ghost hunter, and Joanne Coles, a promoter of traditional Yorkshire puddings. And finally, Philip Pluzek, an organic bird food farmer from Brittany. Okay, firstly, Polly, good morning. Why such an odd profession?
Well, firstly, I don't like to think of it as odd. Really, it is such like another science, sadly a rather ignored or ridiculed one. The routines, practices, recording and experiments follow the same rules and criteria. I like to refer to it as an alternative science, rather like you have alternative religions and medicine.
When did you first become interested in, to coin your phrase, the alternative sciences?
Funnily enough, I was doing my foundation course at the time for a regular physics degree. I had a supernatural experience and became interested in the cause and reason.
Care to elaborate?
Of course. Well, I was at Sussex University at the time and had been for 3 months. Some friends and I were talked into trying a Ouija board session. Naturally, I at first thought the idea ridiculous, but went along with the others, if only to scoff at them when nothing happened. But something did happen.
Care to elaborate?
A lengthy and sustained conversation with an intelligent spectral phenomenon. It quite shook me up at first, and then I became fascinated. Within a month, we had all dropped out of our courses and were seeking alternatives. Regular physics just didn't seem rewarding or exciting after that night.
You did find an alternative course. Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, I was reading a science fiction magazine and saw an advertisement for a new group of experimental courses at Weymouth University. They are the brainchild of Henry Cuttle, who actually lectures on everything from the supernatural to warp science theories. It was partly Henry's influence that got us the Darkling experiment.
This is your new project, yes?
Yes, sponsored by Haddon Industries. Myself and fellow student Nigel Danvers are spending the next couple of weeks, and possibly more, in the abandoned station and hotel just outside the village. Sadly, the buildings are about to undergo major redevelopment to convert them into a bar, club and restaurant. This is a pity, as the building is essentially a living museum. The owners, the Crabtree estate, have kept the place as sealed as possible. They lost their son in 1947. He disappeared from the hotel.
Yes, I remember reading something about that. He disappeared, didn't he? Along with several others.
Yes, all on the same night. They were not the only ones either. As recent as the early 80s, people have been disappearing from around that area.
Do you believe they're connected?
It would be less realistic to think that they are not. It's too much of a coincidence.
The police don't agree with that theory, do they?
No, they still state that George Crabtree abducted the guests and staff after midnight and disposed of the bodies. This is, quite frankly, ridiculous. Where are the bodies? Where is George Crabtree? Did he dispose of himself as well?
What is your theory?
I haven't got one, yet. We are hoping the experiment will provide some clues.
How are you going about it?
Haddon Industries have lent us a wonderful array of gadgets and equipment, some experimental, others obvious, CCTV, microphones, and an operating system designed especially. We're very excited about it.
It does sound terribly exciting. Is there a possibility that you could return to tell us some of your results?
Certainly. I look forward to it.
Thank you. That sounds brilliant. Okay, over to you, Joanne. Yorkshire puddings.
Huh, interesting. Alright, television. Wednesday, Discovery Channel 2130, Haunted London. New series hosted by Nikki Rice, exploring the main haunted sites of the capital, live. Wednesday, Sci-Fi Now 2115 2315 Sightings, a long-running series broadcasts this special Ghosthunters episode, including a live broadcast from Mason Gill, Normandy. Thursday, KMC 2 2320 Ghostwatchers Remembered, the infamous spoof ghost hunt gets the discussion it deserves. Still banned by the KMC, never to be shown again. What did shake a nation that Halloween? And sponsors. Stuck in the dark? Afraid? Trust in Glow Day. We outshine the competition. Glowday.com. I wonder if you can actually... Is that actually a thing? No. Actually, let me see if that's actually a thing. Let me see if I can type that in. Whoops. Actually, am I done with this website? I think I am. Yeah, okay. You don't have to do this, by the way, so I'm not... Some stuff I don't remember if you can actually go to it or not. Nah, it doesn't look like... Because usually it lets you go to it or something like that, but... Yeah. Aw, that's kind of sad that you can't actually go to that website. Oh, well, that's fine. 20th Century Mysteries. This will be a little bit long because I want to complete this room before calling it an episode. Mysteries of the 20th Century. A century of disappearances and sightings. Welcome to the 20th Century Mystery Sites. Here you will all find fascinating tales and true stories, which will thrill and fascinate and puzzles, ons, intrigue. All information on the site is submitted by you, the user, so I can take no responsibility for the accuracy of this material. You too can submit a story which you think will add to the site. Please take note, Elvis sightings are not welcome. I receive at least 10 a day. You're still a guest member, which means you can only access a few pages. Full membership allows access to the whole database. We're currently at 302 members, which we'll hope will increase in time. What happened to my flight number 19? About 2:10 p.m. on the afternoon of the December 5th, 1945, Flight 19, consisting of 5 TBN Avenger torpedo bombers, left the U.S. Naval Air Station, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on a training flight. The weather conditions over the area were considered average for training flights of this nature. A radio message intercepted around 4 p.m. indicated that the instructor was unsure of his position and the direction of the Florida coast. The compasses on the Architect were not working. Attempts to establish communications failed due to the interference, static, and atmospheric conditions. All radio contact was lost before the exact nature of the trouble or the location of the flight could be determined. The flight was never heard from again, and no traces of the planes were ever found. It is assumed that they made forced landings at sea and dark somewhere east of the Florida Peninsula. Possibly after running out of gas, the sea in that area is rough. There is no evidence of freak storms at the time. All available facilities in the area were used to locate the missing aircraft and help them return to base. No trace of the aircraft was ever found, even though an extensive search operation was conducted until the evening of the 10th of December, 1945. One research aircraft was lost during the operation. A PBM patrol plane was launched at approximately 7:30 p.m. December 5th, 1945, to search for the missing TBMs. The aircraft was never seen or heard after takeoff. No trace of the plane or its crew was ever found. Where's Lord Lucen? Luckily, Lord Lucen vanished in 1974 after his children's nanny was found bludgeoned to death. 2 decades later, the Earl is still accused of killing Sandra Rivet or of attempting to murder his wife, Veronica. I think I've actually heard of this one before. The 29-year-old nanny was battered to death in a dark basement after being attacked with a lead piping in Lucen's luxurious London home. Lady Lucen, his estranged wife, believed by police to have been the target of the attack, was then attacked and seriously injured. Lord Lucen, a well-known gambler who had fallen into death, left letters protesting the innocence and then vanished without a trace. Lucen was last seen alive at Uckfield on Britain's south coast later that day. A car he had borrowed was abandoned 18 miles away. Friends say he has committed suicide and his family has tried to declare him dead, allowing him to inherit his estate. Police believe that Lord Lucen may be living in South America. He is still sought on a murder warrant for the first ever issued for British peer. Yeah, I don't remember all the details, but yeah, I believe I've heard this story before. Flight 19, I've never heard that one before. Glenn Miller, I've heard about that one. Glenn Alton Miller, 1904-1944. Trombonist and bandleader. Miller was the most popular bandleader in the world. He joined the U.S. Army in 1942 as part of the Army's moral building. He formed the Glenn Miller Army Air Corps Band. He was in England in December 1944. He took off in a small plane bound for Paris to finalize arrangements for a concert. The following day, his band reached Paris to find no trace of Miller and never arrived. No trace of Miller or his plane is ever found. I don't think they've ever actually solved that mystery. It's just, his plane probably got lost in sea and just, or in some place where there weren't any way to trace it. So, Amelia Earhart, everyone knows this one. American aviation pioneer, in 1928, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. On June 1st, 1931, Amelia Earhart set off to fly around the world. Flight took her via Miami, Puerto Rico, Africa, Karachi, Calcutta, Rangoon, Bangkok, Singapore, and Bandung. Sorry, couldn't pronounce that one correctly. Bandung? Anyway, Amelia reached New Guinea on June 29th. She had flown 22,000 miles. There were 7,000 more to go. Amelia left New Guinea as precisely as 0000 hours GMT on July 2nd. The plane was loaded with 1,000 gallons of fuel and for 20 to 21 hours of flying. At 8 GMT, Amelia made her last radio contact with New Guinea. She reported being on course for Howland Island at 12,000 feet. At 1930 GMT, the transmission was received from her plane at maximum strength. KHAQQ, calling Izaka. We must be on you, but cannot see you. Gas is running low. 2014 GMT. The last voice transmission from Amelia was received, giving her position. By 21:30 hours GMT, it was realized that Amelia must have ditched at sea. Search procedures were implemented. It is thought that the plane went down some 35 to 100 miles off the coast of Howland Island. A life raft was on board, but no traces have ever been found of the raft. Experts have said that the empty fuel tanks could have kept the plane afloat for a period of time. President Roosevelt authorized the search of 9 naval ships and 66 aircraft at an estimated cost of over $4 million. And that's a lot back in that day. On July 18th, the search was abandoned. I think it was just, she just crashed and the plane sunk into the sea and all that other stuff. So, like maybe something happened on the controls or whatever. It was probably an area where the radio transmission could access, because they've proven in the sea that there's certain areas that have weird physical disturbance because of electromagnetic disturbance in certain areas in the sea for whatever reason. So probably wasn't able to communicate past a point. So Matilda Fly. Now that's the one important to this story. Matilda Fly, the stage and screen actress best known throughout the 30s and 40s, disappeared in April 1947 following a season of badly received performances. She was just before vanishing, appeared at the Empire Theater in the play The Two-Faced Bride, Vauldemare. She left the stage during her performance and was never seen again. There were rumors at the time she left London completely and fled to the countryside of Dorset. Later that same year, evidence was discovered that implies Miss Fly was a guest at the Station Hotel Dowerton. This location may ring bells with some of the readers as famous for other disappearances. As many as 12 people have vanished in and around the location, but no one has ever been able to establish any cause. The 1947 event prompted police to suspect the owner, a Mr. George Crabtree, of abducting the guests and staff and then disposing of them later. No proof has ever been able to prove or disprove this theory. The hotel still stands, but is not accessible to tourists. It is still owned by the Crabtree family, who refuse any access to the area. So, all right, I think we're done with everything, right? The paraphernalia help. Let's see, detective paraphernalia, the goggles and the electromagnetic tracker. We just got the goggles. Hayden Software 2003 version 245. Scanning. Some information that's kind of moved through too fast. Hayden product code 000242. Named Rad Vision goggles. Able to view radiation waves invisible to the human eye. Can detect and project radio waves long after they are first transmitted. Possible usage. Crime scene. Able to detect people's movements after they've left the scene. Forgery. Able to view beyond the apparent, detecting evidence beneath surface appearance. War zones. Can detect residual radiation produced by contaminated sources or radioactive sources. Additional information. Unsupported evidence that the Hayden and Rad Vision goggles are able to see residual radiation from beyond the stated time period of 10 days. Some evidence has shown goggles may have max viewing level of beyond 10 years. Recent range experiments found residue for more than 100 years. As electromagnetic tracker, we've got that in our inventory as well. Hayden product number 000242 on. Electromagnetic tracker, able to detect electric magnetic pulses and signatures, undetectable by organic matter. Possible usage. Corporate use to detect potential harmful radiation that could damage advanced computer systems and peripherals. Military, detect movement, sensitive mines, and weapons. Home to detect electric cables beyond walls. Physics, sciences, electromagnetic pulses, nature, or supernatural. Additional information. Minimize local electrical sources for max effect. Localized power sources could result in false readings. Best results achieved by leaving on standby and watching the pulse meter, which we've been doing. Alright. Alright, that gave us quite a bit of information. Whoops, I was about to close out. Yep. Man, quite a lot in her computer. So, let me see what else is here before we go to Nigel's computer. What is this? Just graffiti? Yeah, we've already seen this. Larsis. These are the codes we need, the 12 things we need to find. Anagram. M, Avail, Enola. There's the platform. There's the one. We saw this camera. Polycam number 8. Photo for a newspaper article is okay. Nigel XX. Cam in one of the rooms. Another cam. Yeah, I can see the distortions of the shadow that we've seen multiple times, or heard about, sorry. Alright, students to prove haunting hotel, Peter Fitzgollum. Local students, Polly White and Nigel Danvers, are setting themselves the task of proving the existence of ghosts. The project, based around Dowerton Station and the Station Hotel, is financed by Hayden Industries, who are in talks with the local Crabtree estate to develop the derelict buildings into a motel, restaurant, and club complex. Miss White said this may be the last chance to find out exactly what happened to this hotel all those years ago. Case number 14, field note reference, missing persons, named Nigel Danvers, 214322, room 2D, our base. Those known to be in this building on the night of 20th April 1947, Callum Thomas, local teenager, relationship with Betty Penfold, no rumor number unknown, George Crabtree, owner of the hotel and eldest son of the local landowner family, room 3F, Gloria Grable, little known about her, signed into the hotel under false name, room 1E. Fly Matilda, actress, taking a break from the acting scene. Theater scene was expected at St. Ives, room 2V. Penfold Betty, daughter of Edith, worked at hotel as everything, room 3D. Penfold Edith, landlady of the hotel since 1945. Husband died at WW2. Mother to Betty, room 3E. Further notes. Polly's building up a digital database on the above. I don't see what's wrong with good old paper, but never mind. You never know. Case number 14, CCTV, camera locations, Nigel Danvers, 2143, 2114, room 2D, our base. Current camera positions are as follows. Cam 1, platform facing Buffett room. Cam 2, station office. 3, gents loo, or hotel, pub. Dining room, facing window. Room 1C, above door. Room 1F on table, facing door. Cam 8, floor 2, facing stairs. 9, our room on PC, terminal 2. Cam 10, cellar, RTS, therms. Further notes, all cameras are viewed from PC terminal 2, password needed. Yeah, that's the password. We actually have the password now. Password needed, though is obvious. Polly, just in case you forget, I remind you that is the only thing I like on that menu. The rest is yuck. Yeah, we know what it is now. Wait, did I get that one? Okay. And good luck. I'm counting on you. Date 13/30, 24/3, daytime time from H. Cuddle, Weymouth University, AC UK, to Ghostwatch, Hayden Org. Hello, you two. Hope you managed to get all the equipment set up okay. Hayden at IND say that you shouldn't have any problems with it all. Pop down and see how you're getting on, but I'm a bit nervous to do so after dark. I'm only half joking, too. Anyways, your tutor, I wish you the greatest of luck. If you do turn up anything, which I know you are quite confident of doing, you will really put the university on the map. Just what we need. Naturally, you'll both get your alternative sciences degrees, too, which is what you really want. I know you two have had experience in this field before. Good God, yes, so I don't really need to say anything, but will anyway. That is, be careful. If anything seems to be running out of control, just get out of there. It's not worth your sanity. I forgot when they are pulling that place to bits. What's it going to be again? A leisure complex? Disco and booze? All that? Henry Cuddle will right again. So there's their boss. I think that's it for that. What? Sorry, what do you say here or get out or whatever? Anyway. Alright, let's click on this. Enter the password. The password is 15 because, well, let me back out. I'll show you. Let's see if it'll let me leave really quick. So what we did is we called he said the Dragon Inn menu, and you saw all those things there. So the reason is the chunky chow that they told us about. So that's the password. For those who, for what was it, like 30 minutes have gone by since then. So just for a reminder. So. Alright. Oh wait, no, it's a chunky chow. I don't know why I wrote 15 there. Or I don't know if you have to put a space. Oops. Alright, let's see. These are all the pictures. And there's the cameras there. It shows what's going on in that. Let's see. If we click that one. Camera one, platform 1, signal 89%. This shows what's going on during it. Okay, nothing obvious. There's the office. We've been in there before. And nothing too crazy going on there. Alright, this was the reception hotel gents. We've been there before, I believe, as well. Let's see. Okay. Let's see the public bar facing piano. Okay, let's check on the dining room. Alright. And then let's see the rooms 1C. Cam 7, microphone detected, signal boosted, live feed. Oh, yeah, we saw a chair move. I don't know if it resets after a while. It probably does. Yeah, if you click on it, it'll probably do the same thing, so. Oh, maybe reset it back. Okay. Well, anyway, the chair moved is what happened on that one, so. Signal 2D. Oh, yeah, the room shifted completely, as you can see. Oh, it's showing the room from probably back in the day, I bet as well, because this is, yeah, their room. Okay, and then this is the final room. This is the one we actually had to adjust here. So we've actually seen the adjustment for these before, which we found in the third floor bathroom, by the way. So. See, this needs to be set to 90. See, that one needs to be, the particle needs to be 5. Before I do that, cam 10, cellar, signal 89%, thermoscanner detected, signal okay, adjust dials to scan for alternate depths, no cavity detected with current settings. And then 40 on density here. Cavity detected, beyond initial surface area, manual inspection recommended, cavity size unknown. So this is supposed to tell us about just this area. So now we're aware of it. So now we can now head towards that place and look for that. So, all right. And we can quit after that. So, all right. Well, okay, I'll get out. Jeez, calm down. So, all right, that's it for this room. Yeah, there was a lot of information. This was a long episode, so I do apologize, but we're getting pretty close. Pretty close. I don't know if we're quite at the end. I might split up into 2 episodes depending on how much more information we get. But we learned a lot of stuff about like all the people here, about the ghost hunting and stuff like that. But we're not quite done yet. We still got quite a few. At least we got a couple more notes and symbols to find in their letters to find before we're done. But what else will we find in this place? What other ghosts and creatures will we find in this place, and learn about the inhabitants on this this hotel? The hauntings will get worse. Will we find all the melodies? We'll find out next time in the next episode of Darkfall, the Journal. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.